Hello everyone, and here's our monthly video again. Although I will say, as long as things are kind of crazy in the world right now, we may do these more often than monthly. I just want to keep you all up to date on some of the things that are happening, and we'll go into that in just a minute. I want to thank everyone. I've gotten so much outreach from y'all about Robin and her recovery from her cancer surgery, and all the prayers and cards. Is just really moving that you know y'all care so much, and I really appreciate that. I really do. So does Robin. So wanted to get into our March video, and I know you've probably been watching the markets. They're very volatile, up and down. It's amazing sometimes. You would think with war on the brink we wouldn't have up days, but we're having some up days. But I guess people are seeing opportunities and grasping them. And then other days they don't feel so good. But I think it's important to understand some of the background of what's going on here. Of course, most all this is related to Ukraine at the moment. I know we've had inflation concerns over this last few months, and supply chain issues. Those are all different. This is going to be, whatever ramifications come from this Ukraine endeavor that Putin is doing, it is going to affect oil prices. Okay, I mean it is. It just is. And part of that is that we're buying 40% of our oil from Russia now, and we used to be a net energy exporter. Now we're an energy importer, and that has its costs. If you want to, you can look at it from an environmental standpoint, whatever you want to look at. But the fact of the matter is, our country's driven by oil. Our farm products, petrochemicals, fertilizers, plastics, everything just about has some component of oil. And now with this going on, we're seeing that. We're seeing that really take effect. Europe is now buying 40% of their natural gas from Russia. And we're seeing them start to back off on some of their nuclear plants. What's interesting, I read an article that Putin was funding a lot of the non-governmental organizations that were against nuclear power because he knew the ultimate result would be that there would be more gas bought from him. And after the 2014 Crimea incursion that he did, sanctions were put on him. So he has positioned himself over the last 8 years to have more domestic production of things and to export more oil, and he uses it as a tool. And that's what we should look for him to do now. The sanctions that they're talking about now through the SWIFT system, which is that system that that payments are exchanged between countries, they're talking about not including fuel. Well, that's his strongest point. So I'm not sure how sanctions will work. The markets will tell us, governments, hopefully they will do the right thing. But precious minerals are another thing that come from Russia and Ukraine. And one of the reasons that I think Ukraine's so attractive to him is the precious minerals. So there's a lot of issues there that are coming together. Hopefully we'll have a resolution to this pretty soon. He's already having issues with the Ukrainians putting up a good fight. Don't know how long that can last. The fact of the matter is we have a crisis in Ukraine, and it's going to affect what we buy here. What Putin is hoping for is that as the commodities get squeezed, that we'll loosen the sanctions because we need so much from him. So, and you can't blame him for thinking that because it's been proven in the past. One worry we have is cyber attacks. I think that's kind of the new nuclear weapon because then you don't destroy everything. But so we got a lot going on with the Ukraine. It's going to affect the markets. I think what we need to focus on is that first off, in our portfolios, we don't have a lot of emerging market stocks. So those I think are going to get hit pretty bad, maybe some of the worst that we'll see in all this things that are going on. But we're actively managing. We're actively looking at things. We're making adjustments as necessary. But we're watching it. And that's what you hired us to do, is to pay attention to your money. And that's exactly what we're doing. And that's why we're sitting here now with this video, is so that I can keep you up to date and do this on a big scale so everybody gets to hear the same message at the same time. And I do hope that you're watching these videos. If you're not watching them every month, I try to keep them short and concise, but want to keep you informed. I hope you're reading our newsletters. But just to close, we're watching things. We know there's a lot going on, and we're going to make necessary changes as we see fit. And that's what you pay us to do. You pay us to watch over that. And that's what we do. So from Sound Income Strategies, again, here's our March monthly update. Don't be surprised if in a couple of weeks I issue another one, if there's any real solid news or things that we need to talk about. But in the meantime, hope y'all are doing great, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.